All right, this is Craig Lee coming at you live, direct and correct, all the way from downtown Shreveport, Louisiana. I am here with my good partner, Tommy Nard Jr.,
What's
and
up?
we're going to have a phenomenal conversation
Yes, sir.
Today. I'm also running for Shreveport City Council, District B, but I've also brought Brother Tommy my world famous Louisiana meat pies.
Oh, man.
And I have already blown him away with our beef and cheese version. And now he's also going to get a chance to sample the turkey and cheese and the chicken and cheese. So I'm open to having a fruitful dialogue today so we can bring some historical perspective on Shreveport. And today's conversation, we're going to talk about my company, and we're going to parallel that as relates to economic development initiatives here in the city of Shreveport, especially when it comes to Curtis 50 Cents Jackson and the G Unit Economic Development Initiative. So I'm ready to go, and Brother Tommy is going to lead me with a few points, and then we're going to get into it.
Man, before we get to it, man, I'm finna come over and get that meat pie looking good. Man. That meat pie. So I'm finna come over there and get that meat pie right quick.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is a labor of love, man. My former business partner, Meat Pie Mike Wilson, created Blessed Soul. He transitioned a few years back, but it was Mike Wilson who came up with the idea. His version was a fried meat pie. Mine is baked.
I see.
But it was his ingenuity that got me interested in getting into this food and beverage.
And it's hot too, bro.
Oh, yes, sir. We wrap that with that foil. It's gonna stay hot for some hours. You feel me? That's baked. That's baked, not fried, sir.
Oh my.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I use a puff pastry style dough.
Yes, sir.
And so it's filling, but it's light.
Oh, yeah.
And it doesn't weight you down, right?
Oh, that's right.
And so this is one of the things that I told you as we talk about the G Unit project, I wanted to get into so we can understand what economic development actually is.
Yeah.
What economics is. And that's where we'll actually start. And economics, Tommy, for your viewers out there, if you look in a textbook, the textbook will tell you that economics is primarily production, AKA manufacturing, distribution, and consumption, right? Well, the years that I've been a professional business person since graduating from Xavier University in 1989, I've come to understand that economics is also a little bit more expansive than just the distribution component. I came to realize that we have to look at the distribution component also as including transportation and storage. So if I have to now say what is economics, it is the production, AKA manufacturing of goods and services that are transported, stored, distributed for the consumption of people, some targeted audience. And that's what I've done with the Creole Soul Louisiana meat pie. And that's very, very important as we have conversations about city council, about the Caddo Parish Commission, about the state of Louisiana, and about the school board, because all of these entities are fueled by money that comes from businesses that pay taxes.
Come on.
Sales tax revenues that's generated, property tax revenues, income tax revenues that are paid by their employees. And so what has happened in Shreveport over the years, we have had a decrease in the amount of major corporations. Like you take a Goo Battery, you take a General Motors, you take Libby Glass and AT&T, Lucent Technologies, a lot of these places have closed down and they took jobs with them.
Wow.
And so our population, when I came back here in 1994, the population was about 225,000. Now we're under 180,000. Our school district, when I was coming up, was over 60,000. Now we're almost at 30,000. You see what I'm saying? So when you don't have economics in your favor and development of the economics, which is the term economic development, now what happens, younger families are going to look for other places to live. Your Dallases, your Houstons, your Atlantas.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so they're going to leave.
Correct.
Right?
Right.
And that impacts a city and a parish or county in a variety of different ways, especially the school system, because they are incumbent on tax revenues. And that's the biggest issue that we're confronting right now, Brother Tommy, because 70 to 80% of our labor force works for the public sector. You can't really survive as a municipality when 70 to 80% of your labor force works for the public sector, because the city doesn't pay taxes. The parish doesn't pay taxes.
All right.
The school board doesn't pay taxes. The state doesn't pay taxes. And the federal government doesn't pay taxes. They extrapolate tax revenues. And I've always told people who work for the public sector, my colleagues who are teachers, police officers, firefighters, I tell them all the time that they don't pay taxes. And they say, Craig, they take taxes out of my check. And I say, yeah, they have a category set up on your pay stub that says taxes, state taxes, federal taxes, FICA, all of that. But the reality of the situation is you are recycling the tax dollars that are coming in from the corporations. Why is that important? This is very important because this is why the corporations feel that they should get enormous tax breaks, because they are the ones that are making cities, counties fuel them.
Okay.
They make them run with the jobs. So now what happens? Most municipalities, the legislators and the executive branch who are taxed with the responsibility of leading their cities by way of economic development, community development, most oftentimes they don't know what to do. And as a result of that, they become desperate. And so now you see that happening with the data centers. And so a lot of people are, oh, I don't want the data center. And I tell people all the time, well, if you don't want data centers, you might as well stop using your cell phone, your computer, laptop. Everything is data.
Facts.
So the issue is not whether or not you are going to have a data center. It is whether or not we're going to protect our assets, our water assets, our electrical grid, any other environmental issues. But the most important thing now is being able to negotiate a community benefits agreement where our community now can thrive, because the new oil and gas in the 21st century, Brother Tommy, is data. It's data. And so they want to know who you are. They want to know your blood type. They want to know your shoe size. They want to know everything about you because they are personalizing the data to target you so you can become a consumer in some way, shape, form, or fashion for some corporation. And we got to now benefit from that overall dynamic while protecting our assets.
Nice. Economic development. So transportation, let's talk about transportation. in the economical development, because that's something that's definitely that's big. Because I heard Sports Trend, they're having the first car that's not, you don't need a driver.
Yeah.
That's coming to Sports Trend. So let's talk about that.
So when we talk about transportation, the logistics component that factors into economic development, I'm going to take you on this road called Highway 80.
Take us back.
Texas Avenue.
Take us back.
Before I-20, the way that you would go east to the East Coast and the way that you would go to the West Coast is Highway 80. Now, it still exists, but with time and with advancement, you have this thing called interstate. And so Highway 80 has subsequently been replaced by the number one transportation format for us, which is I-20. That's how you get to the East Coast and the West Coast now. It's just an advancement. It makes it quicker. So if you want to take the scenic route, yes, you still can. It takes you through these little small towns. But I-20, the interstates, they bypass all of that so your trip can be faster. So transportation is a key component as it relates to economic development. Another example, I-49. Before, in order to get to New Orleans, you used to have to go Highway 1 all the way down to South Louisiana, and it would take you about 94 days. Take you 94 days to get to New Orleans. I remember going to Xavier on the trailways, the Greyhound, and man, that ride was just murder. So they created I-49 not only to link up a faster route from South Louisiana to North Louisiana, but to connect Canada to the southern part of the United States, because that interstate goes all the way up to Canada. Well, when it came through the city of Shreveport, give you a very key example of a few businesses when we talk about economic development. On Linwood Avenue, they used to have all of the car dealers there.
Okay.
And Yoakum Toyota, Roundtree, all of them were on Linwood. And they called Linwood the Linwood Auto Mile. It was a mile of cars, car sales going on. Well, when I-49 was coming through, they paid people money. And there was this industrious young Caucasian visionary by the name of Frank Stinson, who came out of Arkansas. And he knew 49 was coming through. Also, 220 was coming through in the southeastern portion of Shreveport. And what did he come up with? A great idea to come up with the Auto Mall.
Wow.
And so you come up with the Auto Mall as a byproduct of I-49 and I-220 coming through the city of Shreveport, coming through the central part, and then the southern part with 220, which is our loop. Well, as a byproduct of that, that was the first major economic development initiative out in Southeast Shreveport, where, like you and I were talking earlier, back in 1994, when I came in, that was still cotton fields.
Facts, still cotton fields. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
And so as a result of that, Frank Stinson, the visionary that he is, was able to lure all of those car dealers from the Auto Mile into the Auto Mall. And that became major. Well, if you left the Auto Mile, right there on Linwood, you had McDonald's.
Yes.
You had McDonald's right there. I was actually, we had just launched the Tuesday Morning Breakfast Group back in 1996. When none other than Mr. Roy Griggs was coming from Mississippi, Alabama to Shreveport, and he was having some issues with getting his location approved, and that location was no longer going to be on Linwood. It was going to move roughly about a mile down the road on Kings Highway on the corner of Kings and Barrett to the location where it's at right now, right by the St. Vincent Mall. And it moved. Why? Because Interstate 49 had an exit that was dropping off right there.
Right there.
And had they remained on Linwood, they would have been isolated.
Correct.
That's why the Church's Chicken shut down. That's why that's still there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why that's still there. And so McDonald's opened up that location. I was able to do some work on behalf of Mr. Griggs. Shout out to Mr. Griggs. He's now in retirement. But we got that location there. But interestingly enough, you don't see the arc symbol 100 feet in the air because the Highland Historic Association, the Highland Neighborhood Association, said that if they built the arc 100 feet high, it would disturb the historical integrity of the area. They were messing with Mr. Griggs like that.
Oh, man.
I mean, real talk, 30 years ago.
Wow.
So I took it upon myself to do a survey, navigate back there. So that's why the logo sign, the arcs, is basically street level.
Yeah.
It's no more than 20 feet high.
Yeah, right.
I doubt if it's 20 feet. It might be 20 feet high. But that's why that's there. But that's the importance of this whole concept of logistics and transportation. So now you mentioned SPAR, and I got to give it to Brother Delano. He's been doing a great job with SportTran. I said SPAR, but SportTran, our transportation system.
Yes.
They are doing phenomenal things.
Yes.
They're upgrading a lot of their spots throughout. Of course, right now, public transportation is free.
Yes.
Shout out to Adrian Perkins for ushering that in, because that happened under his administration.
Wow, I didn't know that.
But even bigger than our public transportation, Brother T, we are looking to lock down Amtrak. We're looking to have an Amtrak station right in town, right on Murphy, coming right there where you have the SportTran station, main station, where you have the Greyhound, and it used to be Trailways as well, but the Greyhound buses. But here's the beautiful thing. Right now, although we don't have Amtrak service directly in the Shreveport, and I challenge you to do this one day, and all of your viewers out there, you can go on Amtrak right now and sign up to take a trip to Dallas, Texas.
Wow.
And a trip, round trip now, to Dallas, Texas. They will shuttle you from Murphy Street. You can park your car and catch a train, catch the shuttle to Longview, and you can catch that train to Dallas, Texas, round trip. It'll bring you back to Longview and then shuttle you back to Shreveport. Guess how much?
$35.
For a little bit over $40.
Wow.
That's cheaper than driving
You
yourself.
hear me? Come on. Gas and all.
Gas and all. And that train is a cool way to travel.
Right.
So Brother
Great scenery
Delano
around,
is they're making some major moves in expansion of public services through transportation. So the logistics, the transportation piece is vital for economic development. And those individuals who don't understand that, they're just gonna continuously get left behind. I'll say this, there was a big battle that we had on trying to bring I-49 through the inner corridor of Allendale, Ledbetter Heights area, and we lost that fight 30 years ago to North Shreveport. And if you ever want to see the impact of what 3 miles of interstate can make in terms of a difference, just drive up 49 from 220 and get off on that first exit right there at North Market. That whole area has elevated as a byproduct of just I-49 going up. And I didn't mind losing out on that deal because I knew we needed to connect Arkansas to Louisiana because they have finished their portion of I-49. But from that standpoint, we now have verifiable proof that that interstate connector has totally benefited that area of North Shreveport.
Wow. That's amazing. So let's get to it was one thing that I was very interested about distribution when it comes to economic development and things like that. Can you give me some more info on that?
So let's look at, we're gonna name the 5 components of economics again.
Yeah.
We got production, manufacturing.
Okay.
We have transportation, storage, distribution, consumption.
Okay.
So Tommy wants to know about the distribution component.
Yeah.
So let's take what used to be the world's largest distributor of products, Walmart.
Come on.
Brick and mortar.
Yeah.
And so Walmart has all of these products that come in from all of these manufacturers. They have their own brand. And in order to get them to Walmart, you have to transport them, whether by ship, whether by train, whether by truck, however they're transported, and you have to store them in order for them to get onto a truck, because ultimately they're going to get to the store by a truck, meaning 18-wheeler.
Correct.
All right? And so the distribution place where consumers will buy the goods is there at that brick and mortar, okay? And that had been the game forever. But there's this guy named Jeff Bezos that wanted to do Walmart without the brick and mortar. So he came up with the concept of doing Amazon, where you now are buying products similar to Walmart, but you're buying it online. How do you know where all of these products are at? How do you see them? Data collection, data center.
That take us back there.
How do you know your previous orders?
Take us back there. Come on.
Takes you back to data.
You need that storage.
So Jeff Bezos and them came up with another way of distributing product to the end user, to the consumer, by way of Amazon.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? And so now you got Prime Amazon, where you can get shipping free and all this kind of stuff. So that's distribution. Let me give you another aspect of distribution that a lot of people have gotten into since the 60s. And it's caught on quite a bit, and they do it by way of tangible products and services. And that is what we call multi-level marketing.
Okay.
Multi-level marketing, or AKA network marketing, is another way of distributing products. And the whole concept there is that you no longer need a brick and mortar, and you don't need perceived Amazon. You now have individuals who are distributors of products that now go out and move products. One of your most famous is like Avon. Then you've had individuals what is the old one? Mary Kay. Mary Kay. These are getting products in the hands of consumers by way of sales reps. Okay. Amway is another one. A service that was used as a distribution outlet through network marketing and multi-level marketing. That is a good example of that, is like prepaid legal. I think they're now called Legal Shield. Primerica is another vehicle. That's a service that you're now actually selling. So that's the distribution aspect, whether it be a product or a service. That's how we get it to the end user.
Nice. So storage. You was you named the components of economic development. Storage. That's the data. When we was talking about the data, you need that storage. So
you need the storage.
So tell us about, because there is a major amount that we definitely can use. What was that amount that you was telling about when you was talking about the database coming here to the city and how much that we can profit from that.
So you think about the data centers here in Shreveport. There are going to be 2 in Caddo Parish. One in West Shreveport,
Okay.
12 billion. One in the Blanchard area, I think it's about 8 billion. And then they're going to have the data center over in Bossier.
Come on.
Okay. Now, listen, again, everything is run on data. Everything is run on data.
Okay.
So there's no way that you are going to avoid that. I get the anger because there were NDAs, non-disclosure agreements that were signed. And this is, the practice that they were doing throughout the country. Now, a lot of cities and states have caught on. So that has now pretty much come to a standstill in a lot of states.
Yeah.
But here, we're dealing with a situation where, based on the incompetent leadership in the past for the city of Shreveport and the parish of Caddo, we don't have industry diversification.
Okay.
I mean, let's think about it. The last big industry, think about it. What's the last big industry that has come to Shreveport? What is the last big industry that has come to the city of Shreveport?
That's a good question.
Gaming. The casino.
The casinos.
Okay?
Yes.
That's 1994,
Come on.
right? The oil and gas had dried up.
Yeah.
And before the casinos came, think about it now, the average wage in the city of Shreveport at that time was like $3.75 or $4.25, $4.25. This is just 32 years ago, before the casinos.
Wow.
This is the type of incompetent leadership that we've had in this city when it comes to economic development.
Right.
Because they don't have any ideas to rock and roll with. And people fought the boats. Well, when the boats came, now people were making $7, $8, $10 an hour. Some people in management were like 40, 50. So guess what? They started buying houses and cars and whatnot. The data industry is now the new oil and gas. You say, well, Craig, how is that?
Okay.
Well, let's look at a company. There is a company, they're probably the largest oil and gas company in the world. They formerly were called Schlumberger.
Gotcha.
They're now called SLB. That's who is in the General Motors building. Well, what are they doing? They're oil and gas company. What are they doing at General Motors? Brother Tommy, they make a few components that go into every data center in the world. Brother Tommy, they made over $400 million last year.
Jesus.
So now when you see the data center that's going up in Resilient Park, right there on the Greenwood Access Road in West Shreveport, what you're actually seeing is a logistical, because we just talked about it, transportation routes.
Yeah.
You're talking about a logistical connection between that $12 billion data center and SLB, which is right around the corner now at the old GM plant. And so these things are actually happening, and they're not only selling to this particular data center, they sell to data centers throughout the world. And guess what? They've now hired hundreds of people. They really want to have thousands, but again, we got to have people who are right and ready, right-minded, and ready to work jobs. Because I got partners who work out there. Shout out to my good partner, Greg Powell. Shout out to Curtis Davis, Andre Eli. We got partners who are working out there, and they tell me about the young people who are not consistent. They got opportunities. These folks are making 20-something, 30-something dollars an hour. They can get overtime. In Shreveport, working just a few days a week, they can make 40-something, 50-something thousand dollars. In Shreveport, right? So when you start talking about, I don't want a data center, the people don't understand. But Craig, I want my streets fixed. Craig, I want this. I want hire. Where
Now
you
you're
gonna
talking.
get the money from?
Now you're talking.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So part of my responsibility running for this seat,
Yes.
because see, now I can just totally come clean now that 50 Cent is here. I can really break down how all of this actually works because I know the people don't know. And it's not criminal and it's not bad to not know. It becomes criminal to know that you don't know and you don't want to learn so you can advance yourself. The real bag is in the public sector world of government. And so, but our people, the grassroots people, since they don't know, they just kind of like put their head in the sand and pray and hope that things change. But we got to now look at the economic development initiatives that are going on. And if you got an idea that can now be scaled up, you need to start it like I started the meat pies. You need to start something, start to sell it, and now try to scale up because ultimately we got to create employment opportunities for our people because right now the only entities who are doing that are these big firms. And then you want to complain when they come in and yes, water prices may go up if we don't negotiate the right deal. Electricity prices may go up if we don't negotiate the right deal. They need to pay their fair share and bring in the necessary things. So part of what I'm going to be doing is advocating for a very comprehensive community benefits agreement with each one of these data centers so that the city of Shreveport and the parish of Caddo benefit from this newfound economic development.
I like that. Speaking on G-Unit, 50's coming. Well, he's here.
Yeah.
We've been, the Shreveport of Louisiana, we've been having some kind of some spotlight on some situations. So let's talk about this G-Unit Economic Development Project. What's going on there? Because, you have sat at the table with what's going on with Orville and things like that. So we definitely know that you have some great resources and understanding. So tell us about that, bro.
So first and foremost, shout out to Brother Curtis 50 Cent Jackson.
Yes.
Shout out to Orville Hall, who was the catalyst for recruiting 50 here. Shout out to his business partner, Philip Price, two of the most influential individuals in the music industry, especially when it comes to hip hop, rap music, the Show Boys.
Yes, sir.
They are the catalyst of New Orleans bounce.
Come on, facts.
Right?
Facts. That's history.
And I always thought they were out of New Orleans, but they're from New York.
Facts.
And those brothers came to Shreveport. And as I told you the story before, when they came here trying to resurrect the career of Hurricane Chris, in all actuality, although Hurricane Chris did not play his cards right, he was really the catalyst to
even get him in.
Having all this happen, because if it weren't for Anthony Montgomery, his wife Cassandra Montgomery, Shalette Holden, shout out, along with Gerard Durden, my cousin, they were the people who wanted to help resurrect Chris's career. And just so happens Orville came with that. Orville fell in love with the city. And as a byproduct of it, he got to working and seeing like, wait a minute, these people got a river, they got 2 lakes, they got casinos, they got inexpensive real estate.
Come on.
Orville like, cha-ching, we can make some things happen.
Yeah.
And while most of the people here are looking at Shreveport,
blinded.
Woe is me.
Come on, man.
Oh, we got so much crime.
Come on.
Orville is looking at the opportunities, right?
Right.
And so 7 years ago, myself, Lloyd Thompson, we were at my nephew's restaurant, Damien, shout out to Damien Chapman, Orlando's, when he was on Monkhouse. And I was sitting at a table and Orville was sitting at the other table with Philip and some other guys. They were already recruiting people to come to Shreveport, guys from New York. And that day they had about 3 or 4 of their partners who had flown in from New York. The city wasn't paying them to do this. The Tourism Bureau wasn't paying them to do this. This is the kind of work that Orville and Philip had already started doing, right? And so I heard him say something. I forgot what it was, but I added to the conversation. And he liked what I said, and he said, man, let's go outside. So we talked. And he was telling me then, yo, this is what the game plan gonna be. I'm gonna get 50 here, da 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 da. And I'm just like, okay. Not saying he was lying, but I'm like, if it happens, cool. Because I know what I'm doing already. Because I had already been working on my master plan for Shreveport tourism since 1994, before I even got back to Shreveport as a pharmaceutical sales rep. And lo and behold, that was 2019. Lo and behold, 4 years later, 2023, Orville calls me up. Craig, want you to co-star in this video pilot that we're doing called Flip the City. And we want you to bring the historical perspective of Shreveport.
Come on, man.
And like the young people say, I say less.
Say less.
I'm in there.
All right, yeah.
And so that's how we connected. So I set the tone of saying that. So now we got 50 interested. And 50, as Orville tells the story, is like, all I need to know, do they still got the film industry tax credits? And he say, yeah. And how's the real estate? Inexpensive. Say less. 50 is like, say less. This brother has now committed to doing the largest economic development project in the history of North Central Louisiana by an African American developer. And at first I was kind of confused, Tommy. I was like, there should be no resistance on this project, right? But I had to think about it. I had to really think about it. I say, oh, most of the people here are employees. So they're not entrepreneurs. So they don't really understand the significance of this. Most of the people here don't understand private sector business, public sector business. And so as a byproduct of it, although the majority of them are on point with the project, you had enough negative individuals who don't have enough belief in their own city to say this is a outstanding project, right? And so I had to finally figure it out, that that's what it really got down to. And because 50 uses the social media in order to do his corporate brand within film and television, sometimes people can kind of start to believe that they know you, but they don't know you. And I think that combined the negative mindset of several people in Shreveport, a small percentage of people, that started to resonate. But all through it, 50 kept pushing. And so as a byproduct of this phenomenal deal, which has about 5 components, because we got the film and industry piece, right? The old Millennium Studios. Oh, by the way, that was flooding. When people say, why he ain't got started yet? There was drainage issues at the film studio, right? Then we have the old Expo Hall, which is now the old Stage Works. That particular piece had to be negotiated. Oh, that's right. Some $4 million was put to renovate that structure, and they put down the wrong flooring in that. We had to negotiate because they were trying to take the tax credit deal. So 50 ends up not only advocating for the city of Shreveport, Parish of Caddo, Northwest Louisiana, he became the icon for the state. Shout out to Tabitha Taylor. She went down. That was my birthday weekend that year. I had to be in Dallas. But she went down and lobbied the state legislature. Shout out to Sam Jenkins and some of our other colleagues in the state legislature for saving the film industry tax credit. So that was a piece. Then we had 50 has bought $5 million worth of property. Again, shout out to Kinfolk Gerard Durden. He's his real estate broker. He got a real estate broker from Shreveport.
Wow.
And one of the top Shreveport attorneys, Kinfolk Ron Latier. But Brother T, he buys the property on the corner of Spring and Travis where they're going to put the G-Dome. Oh, that's right. We forgot to tell you there were tanks, gas tanks underground. And you can't build until you get them up. 50 at that point could have just said to hell with Shreveport.
Come on, facts.
But guess what? He went on and dug the tanks out. That's hundreds of thousands of dollars. Typically, that would be done under what they call a Brownsfield grant. He went on and paid for that.
I need it now.
Okay? And so people were still tripped out. And when he did his fireside conversation several weeks back, he talked about the frustration now because this dude is an international icon,
mogul, yeah.
Celebrity, but also business person.
Facts, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, who complains about someone who is bringing resources to your city? And then finally, we get to the Red River Entertainment District, and this is where I really, really had to insert myself and break down the historical information because I knew from being inside that the mayor and his colleagues crazily were basically running a game or attempting to run a game on 50 in terms of the lease. They want him to take over the management of the district because it ain't never worked. But they're trying to hit him for $18 a square foot. Now, your businesses that are down there, which they have a spot down there called the G Spot, the Port City G Unit team, along with 50, they have the G Spot. They're paying $5 a square foot. They're trying to hit him for $18 a square foot. So let's do an example. If a space that's there has 1,000 square feet and they're charging $5 a square foot, that would be $5,000 per month. Well, they're trying to hit him at $18. So that would be $18,000 per month versus $5. It is my, and if this thing is still not negotiated by the time the election is over and I win, it will be my recommendation that 50 pay no more than $2 a square foot. You say, wait a minute, Craig, we're giving it away. No, we're not. Because number one, 50 has done, not will do, has done and continues to do something that has never, ever been done consistently for the city of Shreveport. We did it once 6 years ago with Dads on Duty. All of this positive publicity for the city of Shreveport throughout the world.
Facts.
50 has brought over $500 million to $1 billion worth of positive publicity for the city of Shreveport. He's not being paid a salary.
Right.
That's how you now sell your city, right? So why would you now try to gouge the person who is positively promoting your city? Why would you try to gouge that individual as it relates to a lease? No more than $2 a square foot. Now, that's one thing. The second part The city was supposed to be maintaining these buildings in the Red River District. They have not done a good job of doing that. So 50 had already back in May sent his team, his 3 representatives, one, his main person, Temple, who handles his business here local, but his contractor and his inspector to the meeting because they checked the buildings out. The buildings need roof work done. The buildings need interior work done. Mm-hmm. So they were trying to get him to take over now simply because he's, rolling in hundreds of millions of dollars. They were trying to get him to take over the buildings as is and pay them 4 times the amount. That it makes no sense, right?
No.
And so that was the last, or is the last piece of the puzzle, but that's how I got involved, and I started breaking down the history of the district, where you had John Elkington, who was the developer of that district back in the late 90s, early 2000s, developer out of Memphis, Tennessee. He came and ran his hustle on the city of Shreveport, got over $25 million of federal 108 loan money that was supposed to go into the inner city. And Brother Tommy, the dude didn't pay any of the loan money back. And it's just been quiet down in the district. So I went and did a full-scale video about this so that I could educate people so they could really see and understand what was really going on, what is going on in the city of Shreveport, in the Red River District. And that's why 50 took to social media to say, he's about tired or done with the Red River.
Yeah.
He just strategically didn't say district. And then people, I told you.
Right.
And they just don't understand.
Right.
And so they ran with it. And also, I did a video going over to Bossier to the boardwalk.
Yeah, let's talk about
show
that.
It's the same mindset. You got rich white capitalists who are trying to gouge. Some of them are white, middle class. Some of them are black, but they're trying to gouge middle of the road business owners on rent. And they're willing to allow these 2 wonderful properties, the Red River District, and especially the Bossier Boardwalk. Yeah. That's a phenomenal structure.
Man, what if both of them just pop?
I mean, it's crazy because I don't even think they have 10 businesses open at the boardwalk.
Correct. All those different type of restaurants that was down there. I used to love to leave downtown and go to Buffalo Wild Wings.
I know, bro.
Downtown.
I know.
Go watch the game by the river.
Man.
That was something.
That was lit.
Yeah.
Copeland's.
Come on. Wilson Leather Spot. Go get me
Wilson Leather.
Come on. All it. Nike, the Nike outlet.
store. Joe's Crab Shack.
Yes. Come on.
You're talking about a awesome deal, but the capitalistic greed.
Yeah, man. War down.
It's like ignorant.
I don't get that.
And it's like ignorant. So this is what we're fighting against. So you got to have people like myself who come from corporate America, who got a great education from Xavier University, from Fair Park, from Queensboro, from Lakeshore, from West Shreveport, from Central Elementary.
Yes, sir.
You got to have people like myself in these key positions who can actually deliver and who are small business owners themselves who have a grasp on this particular subject matter. And so I want all of your viewers to understand Shreveport Caddo is on the rise. And whether they are obstructionists who are so-called white, or they are obstructionists who look like us, so-called Negro, Shreveport is going to rise because I didn't leave corporate America in Atlanta, Georgia, to allow incompetent people to govern me and keep playing these games with our citizens, especially our youth and our elderly, where we can now make some things happen in our own city, in our own parish. We are here. I am here definitely, but I speak for Tabitha Taylor on this specific thing, and I know I speak for my good cousin Ron Latier and all of the other individuals. I am here. What's up there, brother? I am here to make a statement that a new Shreveport is here, and it's rising.
It's here.
And period.
It's here.
And I want to thank Brother 50 for staying in there. I want to thank Orville, Phillip, and I really, Tommy, I have to thank Anthony Montgomery.
Yes, sir.
Cassandra Montgomery and Shalette Holden.
Yes.
And Gerard Durden. And I'm going to tell you why. These cats, we needed some legitimate black business owners to sell to 50.
Facts. Legitimate. Legit.
That's about their word.
Yes, facts.
That got the resources.
Facts. Yeah.
That know how to run business.
Correct.
These folks did that. They put us in another stratosphere when it comes to selling 50.
Right.
And guess what? Anthony didn't try to jump out there first. Shalette, Cassandra, they were strategic. And say, who on the team do we need to move first? And it was my kinfolk, Gerard Durden, because he's the real estate expert.
Yeah.
Because guess what 50 is going to need?
Real
estate.
Facts. Smart.
Bruh, they got a team, and bruh, 50 loves these cats. This ain't just no regular deal for 50. This is it's a legacy project for him, right? And so it's not just about the money, even though it's about the money. And so I want to send special shout outs to our local Port City G Unit team, because if they weren't as solid and upstanding of business people, 50 would have easily said, man, y'all rinky dink, you know. Because Anthony and Cassandra and Shalette had already been dealing with Master P. Remember, Master P tried to do that intramural basketball league.
Right, I remember.
Man, we got some legitimate
I remember that, yeah.
black business owners in Shreveport. And these people position us to now have these things happening. And now pivoting, just so you'll see what I'm saying, with the data center, they had the first meeting a month or so ago, 2 months ago. It's about 1,000 people there. Less than 50 African Americans. Shalette, Anthony, your typical folks are there. See, Tommy, this is happening.
Yeah.
Whether the Negroes understand it or not. This is going down.
Right.
20-something billion is about to be spent in Shreveport, Bossier. You understand?
Facts, yeah.
You're either gonna get on the wagon, the train,
Yeah, man.
or you gonna get left behind. All of the naysayers, you know, you can forget it. And again, if Chris Dooley was to take a back seat and just really say, like, wait a minute, Orville wouldn't have got to Shreveport if Anthony, Cassandra and Shalette didn't send for me and him. So in actuality, I'm a catalyst. But this is no longer about rapping. This is about business. This is about real estate. This is about tourism. This is about data. And heaven forbid, you see Bally's just bought out Sam's Town.
Man, which is a resort.
And who has a direct relationship with Bally's? 50 Cent.
That's basically where you stay.
Come on, y'all. And guess who is running? Guess who is the Democratic nominee for governor of Nevada? Where Bally's, the big Bally's is at? My cousin Aaron Ford.
Wow.
We're on the ballot together on November the 3rd. We will become the first family members to win. This dude he's the nominee, Aaron Ford, out of Dallas, Texas. He is the Democratic nominee for governor and is looking poised to become the first African-American Democratic governor of the state of Nevada. And I'm poised to become the first corporate grassroots revolutionary ever elected to office in American history. Whoa!
Come on, man. Making history.
Gangster.
Yes, sir.
That's gangster.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Facts, for real.
That's what we standing on, brother.
Yeah, for sure. Man, I've done enjoyed this, man. When
Yes,
I tell
sir.
you, this is what we need for the city. This is something that, because people need to know information the right way. You've been doing this for 30 plus years.
31 years. bro.
31 years in the game, and I'm gonna let my brother try this meat pie, man. When I tell you this, you got something going. Beef, chicken, and what? What'd you
Ground
say?
turkey.
And ground turkey.
With or without cheese.
Without
Baked,
cheese.
not fried.
Come on, baked, not fried.
Woo!
Come on. And this is not a Natchitoches meat pie. This is a Louisiana
meat pie. Twice the size.
Facts.
Bigger, meatier, spicier. The whole nine.
The whole nine. So I'm enjoying this because we definitely can't wait for the next episode. We definitely
yes,
gonna
sir.
tap into the lead belly.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna tap into, because that's his roots.
That's
and
my
we're definitely
roots.
gonna tap into the history of that, man. But I have enjoyed this episode.
Appreciate
you have
you,
gave people some great knowledge, and that's what we need. That's what we need here in the city, but also too around wherever you're from that will watch this and just want to just know just some more economic development. You know what I'm saying? So hey, y'all stay tuned, because this right here is definitely going to be a great episodes. Shout out to my brother. Much love to you, man. Until next time, anything else you got to say before we get up out of
All
here,
I want to
brother?
do is thank you for your ingenuity, your creativity. If you all haven't been to Tommy Nora's studio,
Come on, man. Come
you
with
all
me.
need to check it out. This dude is making an investment into a state-of-the-art studio. So again, we can be legitimate Black business owners, can be seen in a positive light.
Yes.
And so shout out to you, shout out to your pops.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody who is on the grind to position Shreveport Caddo to shine. And I got to give my props up to you, brother.
Much love, man. Until next time, y'all.
Yes, sir.
We'll see y'all again.